Hi, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you who've made that decision. You've made that decision to take a little time out of your day, out of your afternoon, out of your night. We have a lot of people here who are from not only the United States and North America. I see that we have more people here from Indonesia, from Europe. We have a lot of people here from Malaysia, even from China. We have people here from South Africa. We have people here from Nigeria. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you who have actually managed to rearrange your schedule to be here, but I won't take up a lot of your time. Here at this business presentation, we're going to talk about smarter energy to the world, smarter energy integrated with cryptocurrency. Okay, this is going to be something you haven't heard of. We are talking about disruptive industries. First of all, network marketing. Second of all, blockchain technology. Many of you probably haven't heard of blockchain technology. That is when you hear about Bitcoin and Dashcoin and all of these different technologies. This is not a fly-by-night. We have the Chinese government, Chinese industries, United States government, Bank of America, Chase, all of these industries, as well as government entities, are locking on to blockchain technology. And then we have energy storage. And what I mean by energy storage is we're going to become untethered. We're going to get off the grid, ladies and gentlemen. When I say getting off the grid, all of the pollution that is out there, all of the global warming, all of these things, it is time today. And there's a lot of companies who have invested billions and billions of dollars in green, renewable energy. So pay attention. Turn off your phone. Turn off of Facebook. Get out of Instagram. Turn off your television just for a few minutes out of your life. See, one of the things about network marketing is that it's estimated to be a $178 billion worldwide market, according to several sources. Now, there are choices that we make in life. We can go to college. We can get a job. We can climb that ladder of success. And when we finally climb that ladder of success, we realize that there's a ceiling, male, female, both. It doesn't really matter. We find that we're not living our passion. And then when we retire, we find that we've done absolutely nothing. I tell you, when you talk about disruptive industries, one of the things that entrepreneurs make a mistake is that they get on the bandwagon when everybody else have already left the station. They get on the bandwagon after they heard about what is the thing to be in. But I tell you, what I'm going to present to you tonight, today, this afternoon, is something which is cutting edge, and only those in the know, typically your financial institutions, your institutional investors, your government entities, your corporate entities, they already know. So here's that opportunity for you to be exactly where they are. We're going to get on the edge of that disruptive money, if you will. And when I said that, we're going to integrate network marketing with cryptocurrency or the blockchain. We're talking about the digitization of energy. This is phase one. And we've got people making so much money already in this deal. I just want to introduce the same thing to you. And I'm going to allow you, I'm going to give you that opportunity. But don't believe me. I'm not here to convince you, but I'm going to provide you with resources where you can do your own research, perform your own due diligence. That energy, green renewable energy, combined with the blockchain is your future. Let's talk about the cryptocurrency. See, I remember back in 2009, hi, my name is Faith Sloan, and I'm presenting this to you, but after only 8 years, I remember 2009, I was hanging out in Skype, and there were a lot of my buddies in Skype, my colleagues, my friends, and someone said, Faith, I'll give you some Bitcoins if you join my deal over here. And I'm kind of like, yeah, right. But I kept hearing about it. They were giving Bitcoins away for free. But you know what? I missed that ball. What I told them is, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It doesn't make a lick of sense. We're all going to continue to use money or fiat currency, which is the dollar bill, the United States dollar bill, the Great Britain pound. We're going to continue to use the Vietnam dong. We're going to continue to use the yen. We're going to continue to use what we're using at that time. But now today, when I look back, we're now using Bitcoins. United States government holds so much Bitcoins and other cryptocurrency. The Chinese government have raked in. They are the largest holder of Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin. I own Ethereum. I mine cryptocurrency because I know the direction in which the world is going. See, after only 8 years, Bitcoin alone has a market cap of around $15 billion. They disrupted the concept of money for all time. I make purchases. As a matter of fact, when I go to a fast food joint, I see a Bitcoin machine. I'm in the Chicago area. When I am telling you guys, you will see these machines, these ATM machines with Bitcoins all over the place. I'm telling you, I wanted to faint. They disrupted the concept of money for all time. They opened the door for all other digital currencies. And I'm going to talk a bit about the digital currency. XECoin is what I'm going to focus on with you tonight. The XECoin is disruptive in how all cryptocurrency, they are actually governed, their prices are governed by what? Supply and demand. Just like the dollar bill, supply and demand. The dollar bill used to be backed by what? Gold. Back in the 70s, that no longer existed. The dollar bill is backed by absolutely nothing but air and supply and demand. They just printed and mint the coins and print the dollars, guys. That's it. But with XECoin, it is backed by renewable energy. It's backed by a real commodity from a real company. And it's going to be developed, and it is developed on the Ethereum blockchain. And it has smart contracts for full transparency. They are right now today, a lot of insurance companies are actually putting their contracts on the blockchain. The corporations are putting the insurance companies are putting the insurance policies on the blockchain. Corporations are putting wheels on blockchain. Everything, every digital asset today is being placed on the blockchain. You may not see it, but I do. Because that's where my research lies. That's where my expertise lies. So you can either wait and see, or you can ride that disruptive train with me. And I would say that if you do your homework, and if you look at where things are going, you're going to be on the right train. It will not leave the station without you. So what determines the XeCoin's value? What makes it so special? Like I said, supply and demand like Bitcoin or Litecoin or Dash or Avalon coin or any of the other 800 coins that are out there, it's all based on supply and demand. The intrinsic value of each of the XCoin is 100% backed by stored energy. And this stored clean, renewable, green energy. And the price is generated from what? The profitability from the current and future assets and revenues of a company called Exagonics. You have the best of both worlds, supply and demand, and being backed by a commodity. You won't find that anywhere with any cryptocurrency. And I invite you to go to Exagonics.com. I want you to look at the credentials of the people who are behind Exagonics. You are going to be blown away just as I have been. Let's talk about energy storage. See, more than 2/3 or more than 67% of all the energy produced is wasted. Actually, 68% of all of the energy produced is wasted. But I remember when I was growing up, your mom says, turn off that light, you're wasting energy. But all of the energy that is wasted is not due to you and I or the consumers. It's actually due to the inefficiencies in the centralized distribution model. It's due to the inefficiencies in the power plant. You and I have gone down the road. We're on a day trip. What do we see? All this gross smoke and pollution just out there, all of that wasted energy. And see, in the United States alone, this amounts to about $700 billion annual loss, and you and I are paying for it. Clearly, there's a huge opportunity for disruption right here, right now, today, and I'm getting ready to show you that. And Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory has the statistics on that. My name is Faith Sloan. I'd like to welcome you to Exagonics and PowerOn Xpress, where the vision is to create a better, cleaner, and cheaper way to provide energy to the whole world. But not only that, to democratize it to the point where you and I can capitalize on the profitability of this vision. Pay attention. This is going to be amazing. The founder of Exagonics, Dow Nissanka. He's the chairman, the president, and CEO. He was actually born in Sri Lanka. And when he got old enough to become a college student, he moved to Missouri and attended the University of Central Missouri. He's the former director at Enersys. Look it up, ENERSYS. It is the world's largest industrial battery company. Does he know what he's doing? Well, yeah. He's the founder of Kokam America. And then what happened was Dow Chemical liked what he was doing, and so they merged a joint venture, and it's now called Dow Kokam. Isn't that wow? When you get somebody with Dow Nissanka's credentials and you get somebody with Dow Chemical who's been around in a multi-billion-dollar company, something's to be said for that. It is the first lithium polymer plant in the United States based here in Missouri, employing a whole lot of people and coming up with high technology, nanotechnology in the area of lithium ion polymer batteries for renewable energy. He's the founder of Exagonics. I had the liberty of meeting him out in LA when they had a leadership meeting. He is very much humble. The guy is so smart. He's intelligent. He's a technologist. I love it. And he's a businessman as well as a humanitarian. He's a distinguished alumnus of the University of Central Missouri. He has an outstanding career, and he created the Innovation Campus, which was recognized by President Barack Obama. He was honored by the Lumina Foundation, which is actually the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They contribute for his contribution to the idea of the Innovation Campus. And what is the Innovation Campus? They take these young people and they educate them, and they bring them up, and they open their minds. And what they do is they allow a platform where Missouri can increase their workforce. I'm telling you, with some very smart people. I give my thumbs up to Mr. Dow Nissanka. He's a board member and trustee at MRI Global, where MRI Global is the managing body of the National Renewable Energy Labs, and they are a United States government authority on energy. So if the United States government authority on energy will listen to him, why the heck won't I? See, he's a board member. He's an investor of Athena Global Energy Solutions, Smith Electric. They have those green vehicles. I don't know if you've seen them, but I have, where you can plug in your mobile phones. You can plug in any of that equipment that we're tethered to every single day and get them charged without using electricity or dirty energy. He's a board member and investor, okay? And not only in Smith Electric Vehicle, but I tell you, go to Exagonics.com. You're going to see 2 pages of all of his accomplishments and what he's doing and all of the kudos and his reputation and his character. He's an advisory board member of the University of Central Missouri School of Business. I'm telling you, he is someone you want to rub elbows with, and I got that privilege to do so. Let me tell you about the business structure of Exagonics. All of the entities share the compliance, the legal, the audit, and the accounting resources for the business. Exagonics Management, you have Exagonics Investment Ltd. owns 100% of Exagonics. Then we have Coda Energy. If you look up Coda Energy, they're a big energy organization. What they've done is they've got kudos and awards for what they're doing with clean and renewable energy. And they were getting hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. But I tell you, it takes a lot of money to get into green energy and investment and manufacturing. And so they end up going bankrupt, and Exagonics stepped in where Dow Nissanka says, I want all of your assets. So they bought all of their assets, including the manufacturing facility out there in Monrovia, California. They're underneath the Exagonics umbrella. Vertigo, VERD2, the number 2, GO. Look it up, VERD2GO.com. They're doing some wonderful things in the area of battery storage or energy storage. BioActis. Neighborhood Power. Neighborhood Power has been around for years, and what they do, they provide solar panels for both the commercial entities and the residential people's homes. And I tell you, they're doing pretty darn well. All of these are underneath the umbrella of Exagonics. BioActis, I tell you, the guy, I believe he's from Norway. Yes, from Norway. The scientist, he's been working on this particular product for over a decade. It's going to allow us to eliminate fertilizers and all kinds of poisons, and it will increase the yield of our crops here in America, on our farms, over there in Great Britain farms, over there in Africa, over there, and even in the Sahara Desert. They've done tests. It is amazing, and that will be our first product that we're going to launch in February, March. And then what we have here, we have Exagonic Investment Partners on the right-hand side here. Exagonics Investment Trust. They own 100% of Global Power, and we, you and I, all of you guys who are already in PowerOn Xpress, we are PowerOn Xpress. Global Power is our mother, and Exagonics Holding Inc. is owning 50% by Exagonics, 50% over here on the Global Power side. So Global Power owns 100% of PowerOn Xpress. Okay? So we've got a great business structure, and this is not for play. This is not any little bitty business, any little bitty network marketing company that's just selling lotions and potions and all of that. This is the real deal. And any one of you who want to invest in the company, contact me, and I'll get you in touch with Don Nissanka. You be investing in an Exagonics Investment Trust. But that is outside of the network, because we aren't brokers and we can't do or perform investments. But you will have to go directly to Don for his company. But this is just amazing. It excites me. Now let's talk about, again, the Exagonic Investment Trust, Albadora. Albadora, we talk about the albedo effect. If you go to my Facebook channel, I talk about that first product, which is BioActis, which is its goal, its whole mission is eliminate or minimize the emissions and the carbon imprint. We're going to minimize that. We're going to clean up our environment. We're going to save people, and you're going to make money doing it. We've got Coda, we've got Vertical, all of them in this funnel, and we call that PowerOn Xpress. And the value of all of these companies will increase the value of our digital currency, XECoin. How exciting is that to be disruptive? I tell you, here's one of the products that really excites me. It is the stackable modular battery. And so it has a battery management system, security software, thermal management, all of that here. You can stack 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, all up on one another. See, Exagonics is one of the leading producers right now, today, of distributed energy storage system technology, and they're a pioneer in this industry. They're not just some fly-by-night company that just came up yesterday trying to pull the wool over our eyes. And if you have an automobile, I believe that since 1980, everyone has the pins on the back of their automobile. You can attach this battery pack, and it's not just for electric automobiles. It's for gas automobiles, because as you're going down the street, your accelerator, your transmission, your carburetor is all producing nasty energy, right? And so what it does, it grabs that energy and cleans it up. And we can run our electric cars, we can run our gas cars on this source of energy. Truly exciting, truly exciting. Oh my God, see, storing energy is now easier than it's now in your hands. Let's talk about how we make it work. And I told you about the traditional power plants with all of that crap that they spew out. What PowerOn Exagonics have, they have these shipping containers. And they put multiple stackable battery packs in these shipping containers. And what it does, it takes that 67% of that wasted energy, it cleans it up. It takes the hydro, the solar, the biomass, the wind, and it cleans all of that up. And it comes out with what? Cleaner, cheaper, better energy to our customers. And the more we get it out to our customers, what happens? The value of the XECoin increases. So if you do this today, get back with the person who introduced you to this presentation, say, I want in right now, and you buy those XEUs. I'm telling you, you buy those power plants today, because right now, today, they're 10 cents each. And just like with Bitcoin, when people told me about it, it was 1 cent or free. And then what happens? Today, I've invested in Bitcoin, but I didn't invest in it until it was about $650. It is now $1,030. And it is predicted or determined that it's going to go up to 5,000, 10,000, or even 20,000 in the future. But what we have, guys, we're going to just blow up, because this is an energy disruptor. You can take two 40-foot shipping containers and power 800 homes. Imagine when you have 20 of these 40-foot shipping containers powering what? 8,000 homes, and on and on and on. That is what we're banking on in terms of our money. And so what we're buying exchange energy units. They are the product that we get when we buy a power plant in PowerOn Xpress. It's a proprietary unit of energy, 1 watt, today, which can be utilized with the Vertigo product range, and that is the energy storage batteries that I talked about, or we can sell them on an internal exchange. What can we do with these XE units? Pay attention. Turn off your phone. I tell you, you can trade them amongst the members on an internal exchange, and I'm going to be, anybody want to exchange with me? I'm going to accept every single exchange, because I want as many of the exchange energy units as I possibly can have. We can also redeposit them into our loyalty program, and I'm going to talk a bit about that. We can convert them to XE coins and transfer them to our digital cryptocurrency wallets, just like you do with your Bitcoin wallets, for those of you who have Bitcoin wallets and who buys burgers with them and pay your bills with the Bitcoin. We're going to be able to do the very same thing. The first product that we're going to launch is called BioActis. 30 years of research, tested with the SGS team, patented technology. I did my own due diligence because I didn't believe either. But yes, this man from Norway, the scientist, has loads and loads of patents. And we're going to have worldwide exclusivity to this product. It is called BioActis. We're going to go over there in Bangkok. I'm going to leave out of here on the 24th of February 2017. I'm going to stay out there for a bit, but the folks over there are going to get the opportunity to get some of these products for free. It's going to be launched here and nationwide and globally, worldwide in March. This is where your crops is going to increase their yield tremendously, anywhere from 38%, I've read, all the way up to 85%. They even done studies in the Sahara Desert where you know nothing can grow there, and they managed to grow unbelievable crops there as well. BioActis. Go to my YouTube channel and you will listen to that video where I talk about it. But phase 2 is the decentralization of energy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the age of the prosumer. What's a prosumer? This item, this term was coined and predicted by the futurist Alvin Toffler. How many of you have heard of Alvin Toffler? Raise your hand on this webinar. Oh my gosh, many people have heard of Alvin Toffler. Most of what he has predicted back in the day have come true. In his 1980 book, The Third Wave, I recommend all of you get that book. People have become both consumers and producers. And in our case, we're talking about energy. Why do we continue to just be consumers and spend all of our money? We're just consumers. And this way, we can become a prosumer. He also predicted the internet and many other trends we now see today in society. Yes, I am a prosumer. See, phase 2 is going to be the decentralization of energy, where a decentralized peer-to-peer power solution. Here I talked about the Vertigo pack, where you can put that on the back of your car, right? You're going to be able to go to a kiosk, drop off the batteries that have actually discharged, and pick up some new ones that are chargeable. We've got a phone app, a mobile phone app that's going to track all of your energy usage. It's kind of like an ATM card. So you go to the kiosk, it knows who you are, It's going to record everything. We've got the vertical right here in the middle. I'm telling you guys, you can take the battery packs. We're not talking about being tethered to dirty electricity anymore. All renewable, clean, green energy. Power up your iPad, your mobile phones, etc. It is going to be a day. You guys are on the cusp of something new. And I tell a lot of people that I mentor that in order for you to succeed, you've got to have a well thought out plan, but not in your mind, but you've got to write it down. This timeline that has been defined is not a timeline in general. This is Don Nissanka, the president, CEO, and the chairman of the board of Exagonics timeline. And this is his history. Back in 2003, he was involved with nanocell development and automotive powertrains. As a matter of fact, his product, his battery, was actually used in a prototype for what? The Tesla. Okay, so he knows what he's doing. Then the DC and the UPS systems. As a matter of fact, our military here in the United States, our defense guys out there fighting for our freedoms, they're actually utilizing those storage systems on their backs every single day. He's received hundreds of millions of dollars in grants and loans from our United States government. As a matter of fact, he's got one of the planes, the F something. I'm not a plane babe, I'm a nerd, but it's the F something is actually flying on his battery technology, his energy storage technology. So over by 2010, he's in the battery management systems. He's in solar power purchase agreements, okay, PPAs, okay, and they're going to teach us about PPAs for those of you who want to take advantage of that, where we could talk to corporations and industries about getting involved here, and guess what will happen? You're going to get a piece of that rock too. Isn't that amazing? And we already know that carbon credits are being used throughout the world. Any company who are using these, they are being compensated by their governments. So will we. Energy storage system development, vehicle systems. This is the this green thing. It's the vehicle from Smith's Vehicles. And these guys, you could just go up to that vehicle and charge your phone. I mean, it's just amazing. And this is one of the companies that Don Nissanka has been very well invested in. It was 2014, we got the battery packs again. 2016, just last year. Remember I told you, Kodo acquisition, vertical launch, 2017. The cube deployment where it increased the crop yield. I talked about BioActis. That's 2017. The first product they're going to launch in 2017. Every quarter in 2017, physical product will be launched. Do you want to be on the cutting edge, or do you want to sit on the background and wait and see? The software works. I've seen it when I was out there in LA when I met Don Nissanka. It works, but they're going through a full software testing stage about this time. I know software, ladies and gentlemen. I have my master's degree in software engineering, so it'll always take a little longer than we think. But I just can't wait to 2018 when we're talking about getting off of the grid. Home systems in your homes, in my house, in your family's homes, where we don't have to be on the dirty electricity any longer. And then we have the power purchase agreements and other renewables going forward to 2020. But in 2019, remember I talked about those vertical kiosks where we're going to drop off our batteries and we're going to pick up some new ones. I tell you, Don Nissanka, he's got mine. I am like so bought in here, because this is not something that was just thought of overnight. So get off to a fast start, ladies and gentlemen. Get your XE coins today. Get those XE units while they are still less than 10 cents. Because I told you, Bitcoin, when it was free, it was 1 cent. I laughed. But I've got my XEUs. I've got my exchange energy units that I can convert to XE coins. What about you? So I'm going to talk a little bit about the power plans that you can purchase, all the way from Power Plan 1 to Power Plan 7. Power Plan 1 is 199 euros. 199 euros is about $215, okay? Power Plan 2 is about $600, right? Power Plan 3 about $1,100, $1,200, all the way to our most popular power plan, which is Power Plan 5, which is 5,099 euros. And what they give us in return, what we're purchasing are XE units, exchange energy units, green energy units. For $199, you get the 1,000. For $599, you get 3,500, and on. For $5,099, you get 50,000. For 20 grand, you get 220,000. And I tell you, the PP7 is out of this world. I've got some people who came on board with $50,000, and that's 650,000 XE units. Imagine paying $50,000, and when it get up to $1, that'll be $500,000. Isn't that amazing? This is the opportunity. Do not miss it. And I'm going to talk about the other ways that we can make money in the compensation plan and how much personal sales you get. You bring someone in at the PP1, you get 100 in personal sales. Bring someone in at PP4, you get 2,600 in personal sales. PP5, 5,000 in personal sales. Your binary cap. What can you earn in a dual team bonus? The most you can earn is $1,000 a week. I'm not talking about the XE units. I'm talking about the other methods of earning. This is only the binary. You can earn 1,000 euros every single week. But don't worry, it can be increased. As you're making money, building your business here, you're going to say, hey, maybe I'll upgrade to a PP3. Now you can make 5,000 euros every week. Well, now I want to upgrade to a PP5. Now you can make a cap of 30,000 euros every single week, all the way up to 50,000 euros a week. You're going to make 10 to 12% on your pay leg. I'm going to talk about that. And everyone will get a debit card if you purchase a power plan from power plan 5, 6, or 7. Let's go. Let me tell you what we have here. PowerOn Xpress has, and those of you network marketing people, I'm talking to you. They have an unmatched compensation plan that no one has ever offered in the industry before. You get an Infinity direct sales bonus. You get a dual team bonus. You may be more familiar with what we call the binary dual team. You get an infinity matching bonus. That is where you earn money on everyone that you bring in, and they bring in, and they bring in. Every week when you get paid, you get a percentage of those people's checks. And the weekly loyalty award. That is your XEUs and your XE coins. Pay attention. Pay attention here. The loyalty award program, where you customize your own award. Okay? Now, when we come on board, if you buy the PP5, for example, for 5,000 euros, 5,100 euros, you get 50,000 XEUs, exchange energy units. After 30 days, the first 30 days, they lock it up and put it in escrow. They hold on to it. But after 30 days, they release or unlock 10% of your XEUs every single month. You can choose to sell, exchange, or use that 10% every month. Okay? Now, or what you can do is not liquidate. Why would I liquidate at 10 cents? Why would I liquidate my XEUs at 20 cents when I know, because I believe in what we have and I'm loyal to what we have, that it's going to freaking increase far more than 10 cents. So I'm going to hold. So if you hold it, you're going to receive 1.5% extra XEUs, exchange units, every single week on all of your locked XEUs. So what does that mean? I'm going to go into detail. Until August 2017, you're going to get 1.5% extra XEUs every week on your locked XEUs. So if you have 50,000, every month you can exchange 10%, do whatever you want to do and spend it or whatever, but you choose not to. You're going to keep it in a cold wallet. You're going to let it sit there because you believe in the company and you believe that the value of the XEUs are going to increase. So you're going to get 1.5% a week, which is 6% a month, which is 72% per year in loyalty rewards. That is truly amazing. So let's see how it works again. You buy your power plan, you get your XEUs. Every week you get 1.5% of your XEUs, and every month you're able to cash out or liquidate 10% because they're going to unlock 10% every week. Every month they're going to unlock 10%, okay? And it shouldn't be weekly, this is monthly. And 90% stays locked. You could trade it on the exchange amongst other members. You can re-enter the program with it, or you can purchase products and services. You can take those XEUs, you can give it to your neighbor, say, hey John, here's some XEUs, here's a vertical box, hey man, use it, give me this amount of money, or I'm going to give it to you a gift. Whatever you choose to do with it, or you can use it within your home, you can do whatever you want to do with it. That's amazing. But I know what I'm going to do with mine. Mine is going to sit in that cold wallet for at least a year or 2 years. Because I know the value of cryptocurrency, and I know that's my expertise, and I know the value of renewable energy. So how do you get paid in the network marketing piece? For those of you network marketing people who are out there with your arms crossed waiting for me to talk about the direct sales bonus, everyone that you introduce PowerOn Xpress to, that's your first generation, you're going to get 5% on their personal sales. Okay, so you bring somebody in for 5,000, that is the PP5, you're going to get 250 euros. Now, once you get 6,000 in personal sales, which is very, very easily, because you bring somebody in for 5,000, that's 5,000 in personal sales. You bring 2 people in for 5,000, you've got 10,000 in personal sales. So when those guys on your first generation that you brought in, all of your buddies, they start bringing in their buddies, you're going to get 3% on that. And when you have 10,000 in personal sales, all of the second generation guys, you're going to get 2% on that. And those third generation guys are going to be jamming too. From the fourth generation on, you're going to get 1% all the way down when you have personal sales of 250,000, which is easy. As a matter of fact, one young man in London, in 1 month, he actually bought in 250,000 in personal sales. So he's getting paid all the way down to infinity. 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. It could be the 8th generation, 20th generation, 100th generation, all the way down. This is an amazing direct sales bonus. Then we've got the dual team bonus. The only thing that's required in the dual team bonus is you bring somebody on your left, you bring someone on your right. Bam, you're qualified. You're going to get people on the left working. You're going to get the people on the right. You got 2 teams. They're all working. Whoever has the lesser leg, either your left leg or your right leg, you're going to get 10% on that. Once you get a personal sales of 100,000, you're going to get 12% on that lesser leg. So here's an example. If you've got 10,000 group sales, not your personal sales, but group sales, all of the people you brought in and they brought in and they brought in, if you have a measly 10,000 on your left and 5,000 on your right, you're going to earn 10% of 5,000 in group sales. That's your lesser leg, and you're going to get a bonus of 500 euros. So imagine, it's going to grow. It's going to grow because a lot of people see the value in this disruptive technology of merging network marketing with cryptocurrency as well as renewable green energy. Amazing. You also get a matching bonus. Everyone in your team that you bring in and that they bring in and that they bring in and that they bring in, you're going to get 5% of their weekly checks. How about that? And here's the qualification: 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, and all you need to do is bring in 6 folks. 3 on your left, 3 on your right. You're going to get paychecks from everyone in your group down multiple generations. From the 5th generation on, you're going to get 5%, 5%, 5% when you get to the point where you have 500,000 in personal sales. Payout rules. Friday, we get paid every Friday. When you look in your back office, 60% going to be in your cash account, and they're going to pay that out to you. You're going to withdraw it to bank. You can use Bitcoin to withdraw it. You can withdraw it to your debit card. You can use it in the store. You can buy some XEUs. You can do whatever you want to. You take your wife and kids and husband, significant others out for shopping and food, whatever, you pay some bills. Reserve account, 40%. Every Friday, you're going to be able to buy XE coins. Why is that wonderful? Because again, today the value of the XE coin is 10 cents. You're going to be able to take 40% to secure your future. To secure your future. I tell you, I am going to be so excited about that 40% every single week that I can buy more and more XE coins. Because I tell you, in a year's time, in 2 years' time, when you see that the value is no longer 10 cents, it's 20, it's 30, it's 50 cents, it's $1. Once it gets to $1, you just 10 times what you actually put in. Once it gets to $10, 100 times. This is the place you want to be. This is what you want to share with those guys who are hedging their bets, ladies and gentlemen. Hog guts and things of the sort. Hedging their bets on the IPOs and hedging their bets on stocks, Microsoft stocks. And this is where you want to be. This is cutting edge. This is a trendsetter. They have a recognition plan where they reward those who help others to succeed. You can win a vertical dock or get some expensive Tag Heuer watch or a Hublot watch, or you can get a BMW Spider i8 electric vehicle. You want it red, you want it blue, you want it black, whatever you want. A bike with unbelievable suspension, or 1 million euros home. Smart home, anywhere. You want it in Hawaii? You want it in Indonesia? You want it in Bangkok? You want it in, wherever you want in the United States, they will build that for you. This is going to be amazing. These are for the people who come out of the box. They're running fast and hard because they see the value. This isn't for the people who's going to sit down and wait and see. This is for the people who just want to grab on to what they see here because they see the vision. They see how disruptive the energy is. They see what happened with Airbnb. They see that they disrupted the hotel industry. They see how Uber disrupted the taxi cab industry. Disruption is the key. Industry disruption is the key to your prosperity. Many of us have missed the game. This is your opportunity to be there. Okay? You can get to the point where you're going to get the King Power watches, and you're going to get a $50,000 pension fund as a sapphire. As a royal diamond, you can get that smart villa just by helping other people in your team become prosperous. So, ladies and gentlemen, the PowerOn Xpress head office is in Singapore. The Exagonics headquarters is in Missouri. They've got a manufacturing facility out there. I talked about Kokam Dow with Dow Chemical. They have that joint venture. I talked about the Monrovia, California. That is where the major manufacturing facility is, and we have people in PowerOn Xpress making money and capping out on the binary today already, from Indonesia, from Cyprus, from the United States, more internationally than anything else. And we want to bring that here in the United States like we've brought it everywhere else. And my team is very much diverse. Get switched on. Go to PowerOnNetwork.com and do your research. Go to Exagonics.com. Go to Vertigo.com and look at what I'm talking about. Don't just believe me. Do your due diligence and get back to the person who invited you to this webinar. We do not have any links. This is by invitation only. So you are a special group. And with that said, I want to see each and every one of you in Bangkok. I will be there on the 24th. We have a power event from the 25th through the 26th. I'm going to be surrounded by some of my leaders. I want you to become one of my top dogs as well. See you then. Thank you. The power is now in your hands. Good night, good evening, and good afternoon. My name is Faith Sloan, and I present to you PowerOn Xpress.